Miami and all of the baseball world was shocked by the death of Jose Fernandez. He was the Miami Marlins star pitcher who was killed along with two other friends early Sunday morning. Their boat that they were out on in the middle of the night at 3:30 in the morning slammed into a jetty, and all three were killed. So we are now trying to figure out what led up to this accident.
Yeah, because it started as, like you said, 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., up on a jetty. The boat is a fishing vessel, so it seemed odd that they were there at that time fishing. And then we were told at the time when we first called that they didn't suspect any alcohol or illegal drugs. So trying to put together how they ended up there. They also are from there, so those jetties, anyone that goes in those waters knows where they are.
The jetties are, right?
So it was kind of confusing at first.
Yeah, so we were able to confirm that the Jose and at least one other person that was in the boat were at a bar and restaurant called American Social in Miami, which is actually located very close to the government cut channel where the jetty was that the boat was found on about an hour and a half later. So we were told, and multiple sources told us, around 2 a.m. is when Jose and the boat were spotted.
And his friends were there, right?
Yeah, so this bar is, it's a bar and restaurant, but you can actually pull your boat up. It runs along the Miami River, so you can pull your boat up and dock.
You can dock there and get up, and it's a popular spot. Now, we should say there's absolutely, police have said to this point, there is no evidence that they have seen of alcohol being involved in this.
And it's unclear if they were partying at all in this restaurant at that time.
That's based purely on visual evidence, they said. There was nothing on scene that they saw. They made that there were no bottles, no cans or anything.
Right.
So they don't think, that's why they're saying that, but obviously they've done toxicology on all three of the victims.
Well, they will, yeah. That's what's going to have to be released, because even though, like you said, they don't see all the physical, evidence floating in the water, but when the toxicology comes back, you're going to know a little bit more about, what may have been in
I
systems.
apologize, I was back there. We're kind of dealing with something else. The other way of doing this is with eyewitnesses from the bar, and so far they are not talking. They may be talking to authorities, but they're not talking right now, and it's obviously going to be relevant to know, because remember, this was the middle of the night, and this boat was going full speed and hit the first jetty after the restaurant.
Less than half a mile.
Less than half a mile. So when you start connecting the dots, you got to wonder, or at least ask the questions, were they drinking at the bar? Because, again, middle of the night, going full speed in a boat like that.
Right. At that time in the morning, there's no reason to be out right there boating.
And the other interesting interesting thing is people are saying, well, it's really dark out. Maybe they hit the jetty and they didn't know exactly where the rocks were. But Jose was an experienced fisherman out in Miami. He was actually part of a crew. Like he was part of it was called Jay's crew. They were like a fishing team, him and his buddies. And we found multiple videos online where these guys, they were out fishing all the time. And actually, one of the boats...
It looks like it might be the same boat.
Exactly. It looks like it may be the same boat. They're similar.
But looking at that boat tells a few stories. Number one, that this isn't a jet boat that they're in a bar and go, we're going to go take off on our boat and show you how fast it is. So this is a fishing vessel. So it doesn't make sense to me that they pull out and hit the rocks if they're all sober and they're all just going to go home to wherever they live.
Look, I mean, what we're dancing around is,
they're in a bar at 2 in the morning.
You want to find out what's going on at the bar at 2 in the morning and whether somebody there might not have been completely sober.
Right. And we're told law enforcement knows, obviously, we publish this on TMZ, they know about it, they're asking the questions right now. And also, they've taken blood and they probably already know the alcohol portion, but they'll know about the other stuff too, sooner than later.
It's a really horrible, sad story. And again, the overlay to this is, he beloved guy, and not just beloved, but the fact that he used a boat to try 3 times to defect from Cuba, unsuccessfully served prison times when he was caught once, saved his mother from drowning by jumping in the water after she fell off a boat, and then goes on to win Rookie of the Year a couple of years later. It's a really tragic, horrible story.
Hey, I'm Allie. This story hit my family personally because my mother-in-law is actually a Spanish Major League broadcaster with the Yankees. A person being from Hawaii who has a boat, just like Harvey said, boating at night is very dangerous. I suspect that they might have hit a wake after they came out at first that could have possibly pushed them on if their boat was angled wrong. But like I said, it's just a really sad story, and I feel really bad for his abuela and his familia back in Cuba.